What's up, guys? It's Dr. Spoon, and today we are finally going over the 120 farming update that Runescape brought us. Last week we went over the 120 Herblore update the day it came out. The farming one just took a little bit longer, and honestly, I'm not too big on farming, so I was hesitant to do this, but you guys wanted it, so here it is, and let's go ahead and get started with this. So pretty much the overview of what we're going to talk about today in regards to the update is, first we're going to cover Ranch Out of Time, which is the new player-owned farm added in Anachronia. We're going to go over the Farming Guild, which is also the previous and current player-owned farm in Ardoon. We're going to go over the new crops that were released and how to get the seeds for those crops. We're going to go over something called Mega Produce. We're going to talk about Primal Feasts, the new best in slot food. We're also going to talk about all the new level unlocks, just like we did in the Herblore video. And then at the end, I'm going to kind of go over my thoughts and opinions on the update. And I would love to hear from you guys what you think about it as well. And I think now's a good time to ask that if you haven't already, feel free to hit that subscribe button so you get notified anytime new videos come out like this one. We've been growing pretty fast, and I'm really happy about it. So thank you guys. And don't forget to leave a like. So first off, the Ranch Out of Time. We're going to talk about three things with the new player-owned farm. That's going to be pen creation and cost, the new animals and how to get them, and also the perks that you get whenever you have farming totems on the different pens. So the pen creation and cost, you have 5 pens, of course the breeding pen, and then 4 that you can actually harvest produce. And so the first one's a small pen. To get the deed for it, it's 100 beans. It only takes 42 farming, 45 construction, and then we'll talk about the cost in a second. The medium pen takes 500 beans to get the deed, 76 farming, 80 construction. The large pen, both are 1,000 beans to get the deed. Farming level 98 for the first large pen, 104 for the second large pen, and then construction 90 for both. And then the breeding pen is 1,000 beans for the deed, 42 farming, and 55 construction. Now, the way you build these is not like you did at Manor Farm, where you get planks and nails. You have to use materials that your people from base camp in Anachronia find. So for small pins, you need 1,000 of each wood, vine, and stone. For medium pins, you need 25,000 wood, vine, and stone. You need 75,000 of each for both the large pins. And then for the breeding pin, you need 100,000 of each. So this is definitely time gated, and we'll talk about that later. But if you haven't already, you need to get started on getting all these materials together and upgrading your base camp so you can get more materials faster. So next up is some of the new animals that they brought in and how to acquire them. I know that's a lot of information on the screen. I'm going to take my time. You can pause, read this if you'd prefer. And of course, I'm going to have everything time linked down in the description to the different areas of this video, so you can easily navigate it. First new animals we're seeing are frogs. You can purchase a common green frog from the farmer's market, and you can breed them, and the breed types that you can get are phantasmal, sky blue, and golden poison frogs. And you can also get a shiny cactoad, and those require level 42 to grow and breed. Jadinkos, you can get aquatic, amphibious, camouflage, cannibal, carrion, common, disease, draconic, igneous, and shadow. You can also get a shiny luminous Jadinko from breeding, and this to acquire these, you just need to hunt Jadinkos on Anachronia, and they require level 76 to raise and breed. Then we have Veranosaurs. You can acquire feral, venomous, and ripper dinosaurs. All you need to do to acquire these is killing feral, venomous, and ripper dinos, and you can breed a shiny hypnotic dino, and this is a level 7 creature for your farm. Then we have arcane apterosaurs. You get this simply by hunting arcane apterosaurs. You can breed them into Natura and Irritum. I don't know if I pronounced that right, so I'm sorry. And then you can also breed shiny apterosaur lucidums, level 98 creature. Next we have brutish dinosaurs. You acquire these by killing brutish dinosaurs. You can also breed beach dinos and forest dinos from these guys, and then you can also get a shiny magnificent dino. These require level 100 to raise. Then we have salamanders. You can get a green salamander, which is a farmer's market purchase at level 102 farming, and you can breed these into black, orange, and red salamanders, and you have a chance also to breed a shiny witchfire salamander. Then we have scimitops. You acquire these by hunting scimitops, and you can breed them into Palus and Blavum, variants, and you of course have a chance to breed a shiny Scimitops lucidum, level 104. Bagrata Rex, you get this by hunting Bagrata Rex. You can breed them into a Nemus or Purpura variant, and of course the shiny Bagrata lucidum, level 106 for those guys. Then you have Spicati Apterosaur. You get them from hunting these guys, and you can breed them into Tilia and Purpura variants, and also again a chance at the shiny Spicati lucidum, level 108. Then we have Asciatops. You get them by hunting Asciatops. You can breed them into Acta and Arm variants. You can also get the shiny Asciatops and shiny Asciatops lucidum variant at level 110. At level 112, you can get Corbicula Rex from hunting these guys. You can also breed them into a Gellum and Malum variant. And of course, you have a chance at shiny Corbicula lucidum at level 112. Oculi Apterosaur, you get these through hunting them. You can breed them into Oceanum and Glacius variants. And you can also get the shiny version of it, and that's level 115. Then we have Malatops. You get them from hunting Malatops. You can breed them into Pallas and Purpura variants. You can also get the shiny variant at level 117 to raise and breed those guys. And then Pavosaurus Rex, you get those through hunting Pavosaurus Rex. You can breed them into Nemus and Desertum variants, and you can also get the shiny variant. You can do that at level 118. So, of course, with the new farm and the new animals, you can get perks by putting farm totems on each pin. Now, there are a couple rules here. If the pin holds an elder animal, you will get a tier 1 perk related to that pin's animal, and we'll go over the exact perks here in a moment. You can also acquire a tier 2 perk by having 2 elders of the same species in 2 separate pins, as long as each pin has a farm totem on it. However, you cannot get tier 2 perks from small and medium pins because there's only one of each. So you're only going to get it from large pins. So for example, if you have a big dinosaur in one of the large pins and the same one in the second large pin, and you have an elder in each, you'll get the perk associated with that creature. So first of all, going over the small pin perks, with the frogs, you can get the Flycatcher perk, which allows you to double your yield from stink shrooms. And then with salamanders, you can get the La 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 perk, which increases the XP from catching salamanders by 5%. Perks from medium pins, with Jadinkos, you can get the perk The Old Black Magic. It increases your Juju Potion duration by 30 seconds. And also in medium pins, you can place a Veranosaur and get the Envenomed perk, which is a 10% chance to make a 4-dose potion instead of a 3-dose when making weapon poison or anti-poison pots. I misspelled that, I know. But so you get that extra dose of potion, you have a 10% chance of it. And then the large pins, you have a lot more perks that are available to you because a lot of these dinosaurs go in the large pins. First of all, with the Brutish Dino, you can get the Stubborn perk. At tier 1, it increases each regenerate heal to 3% of your max life points. And at tier 2, it increases this to 4% of your max life points. If you have an Arcane Apterosaur in your pins, you get the Arcane Element perk. At tier 1, it increases your rune per essence multiplier by 1 when crafting elemental runes, and at tier 2, it increases this multiplier by 2. You can also, with the Spicati Apterosaur, get the Butterfly Effect perk. At tier 1, you get a small chance of spawning Gothixian Butterfly when you gather produce from adolescent, adult, or elder animals. And as far as I know, the tier 2, you get the same effect, but I'm sure it's boosted, but we don't really know yet by how much that chance is boosted. Again, some of this stuff will be incomplete because we're only a week out from the update, so forgive me if I don't have all the information. And then in the large pin, if you were to put Oculi Apterosaurs, we don't know what the perk's called, but at tier 1, you get a 3% chance for an extra piece of meat when skinning big game hunter creatures, and at tier 2, you get a 5% chance. If you have Scimitops in your large pins, you get the Living Mountain perk. At tier 1, it increases the chance of getting geodes while mining by 1%. Tier 2, we don't know. I'm going to assume it's anywhere from, I'm going to assume 3%, but I'm not sure on it. We don't really know yet. Malatops, we don't know the name of the perk, but at tier 1, you get to increase your barricade duration by 1.8 seconds, and tier 2, it increases it by 3.6 seconds. Bagrata Rex, you get the King of Beasts perk. At tier 1, it's a 5% chance to conserve bombs when thrown, and at tier 2, that's a 10% chance. I think that's going to be a really popular one, especially when God Wars Dungeon 3 comes out and people are going to be using these bombs a lot. And then you have Corbicula Rex. You get the No Fear perk. At tier 1, you get a critical chance of Meteor Strike increased by 20%, and at tier 2, that is increased up to 40%. Next up, we have the Farming Guild. We're going to talk about the location, which most of us probably already know, the points of interest that have been added to the Farming Guild, what reputation is, and how it works, and then also farming guild requests, which was a new feature added into this. So location, of course, is at the regular Ardoon player-owned farm, also known as Manor Farm. And inside and around Granny's house, there are points of interest that we can look at. And here are the main points of interest that have been added. So there is now a remote farm device, both upstairs and downstairs in Granny's house. It's an invention machine that only requires level 1 invention, and it does exactly what the remote farm spell does without using runes and without the lunar spellbook. It also gives you the ability to cure all diseased patches from the machine. It does require 25,000 farming reputation or the competent farmer rank. We'll go over that in a little bit. And then they added some new farming patches out here as well. There's a 4th spirit tree patch that requires 114 farming and tier 1 rep. And then there's also a money tree patch that requires 119 farming and a bloodwood tree patch now at the guild. So reputation, they added this in. You can gain reputation when you're gaining XP from a patch while farming, excluding planting. So anytime you harvest produce from animals, and complete farming requests, you'll gain reputation. Also harvesting herbs, harvesting produce and crops, stuff like that. You also get higher reputation unlocks rewarded for your farm. So the higher your reputation is, you get to tier up and you get different and better reputation rewards for that. And so we'll go over those next. So the reputation tiers and rewards in order, they start at beginner farmer with 0 rep. You don't get any rewards because you just haven't done anything cool yet. And then next at 4K rep, 4,000 rep, you get apprentice farmer, and this unlocks the 4th spirit tree patch, which you need 114 farming to farm on. Tier 3, you get practice farmer, which is 10,000 rep. You get hard farming requests available, and limpwort root yield is doubled. 4th tier is competent farmer at 25,000 rep. You unlock the remote farm machine, and shiny animals now sell for 10% more beans. At the 5th tier here, you get expert farmer, which is 75,000 rep, and there's less chance of your animals getting ill, and small animal buyers now buy twice as many animals from you. And then 6th, you have the master farmer, which is 225,000 reputation. You unlock the bloodwood tree at the farming guild, and medium animal buyers now will buy twice as many animals from you. I think this is the 6th tier here. Senior master farmer is 1.1 million reputation, and it provides a 5% increased chance of shiny animal birth, and large animal buyers will buy twice as many animals from you. At Grandmaster Farmer, you need 2,500,000 rep, and all animals at this point will now sell for 10% more beans. Also with the update, they added in farming guild requests, which are kind of cool. I haven't had a chance to do any yet. I might after this video or as part of this video, but essentially you fulfill requests for the farming guild and you get rewards for it. There are easy, medium, and hard requests. The easy requests reset daily, medium requests reset every 3 days, and the hard ones reset weekly. And with each of these, you can earn Brassica primers, which we'll go over what that is here in a moment. So Brassica primer is an item that pretty much boosts the XP gained from checking patch health by 10% for 15 minutes. It is shown on the buff bar, and it actually does not deplete while logged out. So with easy requests, as we said before, these are reset daily. It gives you a 20% chance of Brassica primer upon completion. You will always get 2,750 reputation from it, and these typically require seeds, a generic animal, and a piece of produce to fulfill. Medium requests, these guys reset every 3 days, and you're guaranteed 1 Brassica primer. You're guaranteed 5,500 reputation, and it typically requires seeds, a specific animal, and produce. With the hard requests, these guys reset weekly. You're guaranteed 3 Brassica primers, guaranteed 13,750 reputation on turn-in, and these will require seeds, specific animals with a specific trait, and produce. So next up, we're going to go over the new crops that were introduced and also the seed acquisition for these new crops. First thing we're going to cover is the new crop types, the new fruits that have been added, mushrooms that have been added, the money tree, how to acquire seeds for these guys, and also just as a side note, there are no new herbs that were added with this farming update, which we'll talk about in thoughts and opinions. So the new crop types that have been added, there's cactus, which you can farm regular cacti in, and also the dragon fruit and golden dragon fruit, which was added to the game. Fruits, there have been fruit bushes added, which take avocados, siku fruit, mangoes, guarana, lychee, carambola. 2 new mushrooms were added called stink shroom and tomb shroom, and we'll go over what all these guys do here in a moment. So new fruits, dragon fruit at 95, you farm it in a cactus patch, and you can harvest 3 of them. This does regrow, so you don't need to replant it. And whenever you crush dragon fruit, you get 7 primal pulp per dragon fruit. At 99 farming, you can plant avocado in bush patches. You get 4 harvests from these guys, and it does regrow. And for each avocado that you crush, you get 5 primal pulp. And those just help you make primal extract. If you want more info on primal extract, check out my 120 Herblore overview as well. Secret fruit at 101, it's planted in a fruit tree patch. You can harvest 6 of these guys. I don't believe they regrow, and each one you crush is 4 primal pulp. Mangoes at 105, you plant these in a bush patch. You get 4 of them whenever you harvest, and it does regrow, and 6 primal pulp whenever you crush 1 of them. At level 107, you can plant guarana in fruit tree patches. You can harvest 6 from that fruit tree patch, and each one that you crush gives you 5 primal pulp. At 111, you can farm lychee in bush patches. You can harvest 4 of these whenever you do harvest it, and it regrows, and you get 7 primal pulp per lychee that you crush. Carambola you can farm at 113 in a fruit tree patch. You can harvest 6 of these guys whenever you do harvest the tree, and each of them, when crushed, gives you 6 primal pulp. Golden dragon fruit at 116, you plant it in a cactus patch. You can harvest 3 of them. It does regrow, and every one that you crush, you get 8 primal pulp, which is crazy. And then they added in some new mushrooms. I don't have much info on these guys, but stink shrooms have been added at 103 farming, and they yield 40 stink fly, which I believe you can use to feed some of the animals that eat insects on your farm. And then tomb shrooms were added at 109 farming, and all I know is that you harvest a tomb shroom from it. I don't know what they do. If you do know, leave it in the comments, because we're all kind of learning new information over the next couple weeks as this was rolled out. And then they added something that at first I thought was crazy, but doesn't seem that crazy now, called a money tree. You obtain a money tree seed randomly while you're doing things such as collecting manure, farm guild requests, harvesting calquats, tending to allotments, harvesting flowers, harvesting fruit trees, herbs, mushrooms, checking on animal health, opening crystal chests or Triskelion chests, and while you're taking a look inside bird nest drops, you actually do get a green chat notification that says you found a money tree seed. I've gotten about 3, all of them so far from checking on my animals, so I think that it'll be a popular way to get those is from your animals on your player-owned farms. Whenever you do have a money tree seed, you can plant it in a money tree patch. I believe it requires 118, 119 farming. I have the definite number later on in the video. If you want to jump to that, you can click in the description below. But you plant it in a money tree patch at Manor Farm. These cannot become diseased, and it takes 48 hours for it to grow. Whenever you harvest the money tree, it produces 3 money tree cash bags. And each bag contains 333,333 GP to 500,000 GP. So your harvest will range from 999,999 to 1.5 mil GP per tree. And these seeds are also non-tradable. So when it comes to seed acquisition, Jagex put out a couple different ways you can acquire seeds. There might be more that I didn't know of. Of course, you can try the Grand Exchange, but as of right now, farming and seed prices are all over the place, so I wouldn't suggest using the Grand Exchange quite yet for these. But one method is through Grove Creatures. You can acquire dragon fruit, guarana, and avocado seeds. With Elite Clues, you can get dragon fruit, mango, lychee, and guarana seeds. Master Clues can give you golden dragon fruit and carambola seeds. Pickpocketing Road Captains, you can get dragon fruit, mango, stink shroom, and secret tree seeds. Through Big Game Hunter, you can get golden dragon fruit, lychee, stink shroom, siku, guarana, and carambola seeds. Through Dinosaur Slayer, you can get avocado, tomb shroom, mango, and lychee seeds. Through Harvesting Jadinkos, you can get avocado, stink shroom, tomb shroom, and siku seeds. And with Triskelion Keys, you can get carambola or golden dragon fruit seeds. Then the game introduced, with this update, a thing called Mega Produce, which I think is kind of cool. So you have to use a Potion of Harvest in order to obtain these. So they're tying Herblore and farming together in a way when it comes to acquiring the best in slot food, and you'll see how this relates here in a moment. But you have to use a Potion of Harvest to get these. They're used for Primal Feast creation. And so you pop a Potion of Harvest, and whenever you harvest these crops, you get their mega counterparts. So if you harvest a potato while using Potion of Harvest, you get a sweet potato. Just a sweet potato. I misspelled it again. When you harvest cabbages, you get Cannonball Cabbage. onion, you get red onion. Tomatoes, you get heirloom tomatoes. Strawberries, you can get white strawberries. Sweet corn, you get rainbow sweet corn. And watermelons, you get golden watermelon. And these foods are required in making Primal Feasts. And Primal Feasts, again, they use the Mega Produce, but they also use dinosaur meat. And it's the new best in slot food. It consists of 3 courses that require 99 cooking to make. So you make a Primal Starter at 99 cooking, a Primal Main at 99 cooking, and Primal Dessert at 99 cooking, and then you combine all 3 of these into a Primal Feast, which requires 115 cooking to do, and you have to boost up to that level with the new Herblore cooking potions. The Primal Feast splits into 4 primal portions, which are 2500 HP heals each. It is the new best in slot food. So the Primal Starter requires a raw oculi apatosaur meat, rainbow sweet corn, cannonball cabbage, and sweet potato. And I'm sorry I don't have a transparent background photo. Again, everybody's trying to get all this information together. This is still fresh. With the Primal Main, you need a raw Pavosaurus Rex meat, raw Melatops meat, red onion, and heirloom tomato. And then for Primal Dessert, you need to make it with white strawberries, golden watermelon, dragon fruit, and mango. I think these just look super cool. They're really cute. I don't know. I like the idea of it. So, okay, now this will be fun. Going through all the new level unlocks, pretty much everything that was added in this update that you can farm will go one by one. And again, feel free to hit the description if you already know what all these are and you want to go to the next part of the video. Level 42, you can raise frogs on the ranch at a time. I'm just going to call it Root from here on out. At 76, you can raise Jajinkos on Root. 95, you can grow dragon fruit. At level 97, you can raise Veranosaurs on Root. 98, you can raise arcane apatosaurs on Root. 99, you can grow avocados. At level 100 farming, you can raise brutish dinosaurs on Root. 101, you can grow Siku fruit. 102, you can raise salamanders on Root. At level 103, you can grow stink shrooms. At level 104, you can raise scimitops on Root. At level 105, you can grow mangoes. At level 106, you can now raise Bagrata Rex on roots. At 107, you can grow Guarana. At 108, you can raise Spicati apatosaurs on root. At level 109, you can grow tomb shrooms. Level 110, you can raise Aceatops on root. Level 111, you can grow lychee. At level 112, you can raise Corbicula Rex on roots. 113, you can grow Carambola. At 114, you get that 4th Spirit Tree patch, but you have to have the Tier 1 farming rep. At level 115, you can raise Oculi apatosaurs on root. At 116, you can now grow Golden Dragon Fruit. At 117, you can raise Melatops on root. At level 118, you can also raise Pavosaurus Rexes on root. And at level 119, you can grow a Money Tree. And of course, level 120, you unlock True Skill Mastery and get that fancier skill cape. So I want to go into my thoughts and opinions on this at this point. We're going to cover a couple things here. First of all is the fact that there's no new herbs. Second is the dependency on Anachronia with this update. Third is going to be the Herblore and cooking dependency that's been implemented with this. And then fourth will be the fact that there's time-gated pen building on Ranch Out of Time. So first with the fact that there's no new herbs is frankly disappointing to me. The way that Herblore was really updated was with the new items you can use, you have to use Primal Extract for anything from 100 to 120 Herblore, and that's kind of the new Herblore item I feel like they added. I think new herbs would have been really nice. It would have allowed new drops for new bosses, such as the God Wars Dungeon 3 bosses, which are coming out soon, and to me it would have felt more wholesome. I mean, you updated Herblore and farming at the same time. Why not put out the herbs with it? Add new herbs, because for example, to make Elder Overloads you need Fellstock. That's used in other potions. Why not make a new herb for Elder Overloads? I mean, it could be as cheesy as something like Elder Herbs for all I give a crap, but something would have been nice considering these were released in conjunction and depend on each other. Next is the Anachronia dependency. I don't hate this, but I don't like it. To me, it feels a little heavy-handed. It feels a little forceful. A lot of this farming stuff is just going to depend on players partaking in Anachronia. I frankly don't have any fun on Anachronia. I know a lot of people do, but for me, it's not the type of content I enjoy, and I wish there were other ways I could acquire these items. And I know I can get them from clue scrolls and everything, but it does feel like they're trying to force us to take part in this content. And 120 farming just, it feels like an Anachronia expansion. It doesn't feel like a farming expansion to me. It feels like they just wanted to get more people to use the land at a time, and so they added dinosaurs and everything. And the fact that you can get dinosaur eggs on chance, it means that people will be grinding big big game hunter and dinosaur slayer creatures. So they're kind of making people do this so that they can get those eggs. I don't know if they're tradable or not, but I don't like the idea of being forced to use like a certain piece of content like that for a skill like farming. There should be different ways to get these items generally outside of Anachronia. Next is the Herblore and cooking dependency. I think it's kind of cool, honestly. The fact that you need Primal Pulp to make Primal Extract for 100 to 120 Herblore potions is really cool to me. It gives you a reason to want to grow these new crops, these new fruits. And I also like the fact that to get 115 cooking to cook Primal Feast, you have to boost your cooking level with Herblore potions, which are made from these new plants from farming. So it feels very cohesive in that sense, tying in Herblore cooking and farming. I really like what they did there. I do think that this 115 cooking requirement for Feast probably is a test for a 120 cooking fishing update. To me, that makes the most sense next is to release 120 cooking and fishing if they're going to keep doing this 120 thing that they're doing, adding new fish and adding new cooking recipes. They may even bump Primal Feast up at that point to an even higher level if they were to do that, but it feels like that's the direction they're going. And then at that point, you're tying a bunch of skills together, which makes sense to me. And I really like this dependency they've made between the skills. But I don't like how the farming portion is dependent on Anachronia. Don't like that. And then the last thing is that there's time-gated pen building. So whenever you build pens on the new ranch at a time, you have to use resources that your base camp gathers from Anachronia. A lot of people see this as problematic. They don't like the fact that they have to wait a long time or a certain amount of time to partake in content. Honestly, I don't mind. My base camp is not fully upgraded. I'm not really doing it efficiently, but I just think that some content shouldn't always be immediately accessible, even for higher level players. I think at the point that you're a very high level player, if everything that comes out is immediately accessible to you, that's kind of boring, in my opinion. Even with bosses, of course, the challenge is learning the boss's mechanics or whatever, but should it be immediately accessible all the time? I don't think so. So I'm glad that they time-gated pen building so that it's not like we're flooding the market with all these items at one time. And again, I'm not a fan of the Anachronian base camp dependency with this, but I do appreciate the time gating that they've deployed here. And that's it, guys. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And if I missed anything, again, I deeply apologize. This is a massive update. There's a lot of stuff here that's been added into the game. If I did miss anything, I think I already said this, but put it in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. We've been growing recently and having a lot of new people stop by the videos, and it's just great. If you haven't already, you can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/TheDrSpoon. You can also catch me on Instagram and Twitter. My handle there is at TheDrSpoon. Again, I never know how to end these things, so I'm just going to end it with a peace.